Hi, this is Lori at Violinist.com, and I would like to talk to you today about the importance of keeping rhythms proportional when you practice. Something that's very common is when we practice a difficult passage, we slow it down, which makes sense. It's better to play the notes right. But the problem is, if you are going through your piece and playing everything that's easy fast, and then you get to the hard part and you slow it down, then you can have a big problem when you try to put it back together. So let me give you an example. I'm going to use a pretty easy example. It's from Book 1 of the Suzuki Book 1. And this little passage from the very last piece, the Gothic Gavotte. So, so very often what happens is a student needs to slow down that little part at the end, and so they need to play it like, and they can do all kinds of things to learn this. You can practice that in rhythms. You can do many things, but here's what can be a problem. It's when you're playing it through like this. If you practice it like this. Well, you slowed it down. You played the notes correctly. But the problem is, even when you get very good at playing the difficult part, when you try to do it all fast, it's actually not going to fit. So what you need to do is keep it all proportional. So let's say this is the fastest right now that you can play correctly, completely correctly. This is how fast you're playing it, and this is how fast you need to play the notes around it. That means this. Seems pretty slow. Seems like it would take too much time to do that. But believe me, this is actually the fastest way for you to get that passage completely correct. Of course, this doesn't just apply to Suzuki Book 1. If you're playing a Paganini Caprice, this also is something to consider, which is if you're playing something slowly, to play it correctly, play all the notes around it proportionally, just as slowly. I was talking about this concept with a student the other day, and I asked her, do you know what proportionally means? And she said, no, I don't know what that word means, because she was a younger student. So I tried to explain to her, and one thing we can do is look at this rhythm, which is a rhythm that at least many Suzuki students know. And we often use words for this rhythm. And the words that I like to use are motorcycle, stop, stop. So I just said it proportionally. But if I were to say, motorcycle, stop, stop, well, that's not proportional. If I were to say, motorcycle, stop, stop, motorcycle, stop, stop, that's not proportional. So when you are practicing, it's important to keep your rhythms proportional so that when you fit that difficult passage that you are practicing back into your piece, it will all make sense. This is the best way to do it for your brain. So that is all I wanted to tell you this morning about practicing with proportional rhythms. Have a good day. Happy practicing.